Hi, boys and girls. Today we're learning about comparing numbers all the way up to 4 digits. When we compare numbers, we have to first look at how many digits a number has. Let's look over here at this first number. This first number has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. Now let's look over here at this number. It has 1, 2, 3 digits. Which one's bigger, a 3-digit number or a 4-digit number? Well, this one over here is in the thousands, and this is in the hundreds. The number in the thousands is bigger. So if I'm going to draw my alligator mouth is going to eat the 4-digit number. So you always look at how many digits there are in a number to start. If there's more in one than in the other, that one is automatically your bigger number. A lot of times when we're asked to compare numbers, the two numbers have the same number of digits. So if you look here, this has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, and this one here has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. Now that we know they both have the same number of digits, we have to look a little bit closer at what is actually happening. Now, when we're comparing numbers, we actually start on the left-hand side. So we start at the farthest number. So in this case, it's our number in the thousands place. And we compare them. So if I look here, this one's a 7, and this one's a 7. 7 and 7 are equal. They're the same. So that number is not going to tell me whether or not the number is bigger or smaller. Then what we have to do is we move on to the next number as we move to the right. And that one will help us. So this one is a 2, and this one is a 3. 3 is bigger than 2, which means that this number over here is bigger than this number over here because this number has more hundreds than this number. So now I can draw my alligator mouth to eat the bigger number. So let's try another one. Now let's look at these two numbers. When you look at this number, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits, which means that I can't compare them based on how many digits there are. So where do we start? We start on the left. The furthest left number is an 8. They're both 8s, which are equal, which means that so far the numbers are equal. They're not different. Let's look at the next number over. Remember, we go to our right. This one's a 2, and this one's a 2. 2 and 2 are equal. That means that so far, again, our numbers are the same. Let's move to the right again. That one's a 3. Oh, and that one's a 3. So far, the numbers are still the same. We still can't decide which one's bigger. Now let's move to our ones place. This one's a 7, and this one's an 8. 8 is bigger than 7, which means that 8,238 is greater than 8,237. Now, sometimes you're asked to compare numbers that look a little bit tricky. That's because I'm going to ask you to add or subtract to find the number you're comparing. So there's a couple of steps you need to use. So what I'm going to do now is see on the left-hand side here, there's a number that is actually added. Before I can decide if this number is bigger or smaller than this number, I have to actually find out what the sum of these two numbers is. So I've put some base 10 up here to help us solve. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these two numbers down. So 7 hundredths, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 20, so 2 tens, 2 rods, and then 8 ones. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And underneath, I'm going to do the 1,923. So it's 1,900. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2 10 rods, 10, 20, and 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. Now that I have that, I'm able to solve my problem. So let's start with our ones. So over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ones, and down here we have 3 ones. I know that if I take 10 ones, I can change those in for a new 10 rod. I'm going to take those, and I'm going to make a new rod. All right, now let's look at our 10s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 10s, so those can stay the same. Can't make a new 100 with those. Then we have a bunch of hundreds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I know that if I have 10 hundreds, I can make 1,000. So I'm going to circle these 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's going to make a new thousands cube. All right. So now if I look at my number, we're going to pretend that all of this isn't here. I have 2,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50. 1. So let's write this number here. 2,651. So this equaled 2,651. Now that I've solved that, I can now compare my two numbers. So first, we start at the left. On the left-hand side, they both start with a 2. So I can't compare them there. Oh, and they're both 4-digit numbers, so I can't compare them that way. Move to the right. This one's a 6. This one's an 8. 8 is bigger than 6, which means my alligator mouth is going to eat 2,837 and not 728 plus 1,923 or 2,651. Now you give these a try and compare your numbers.